My wife sent me a video begging for help. She and her childhood sweetheart were tied up in a haunted house, and the kidnapper demanded a 5 million yuan ransom. In the video, Su-ching cried to me, "Honey, please save us. I'm so scared." Jung-chun also called out weakly from beside her, "Brother Yuan, please. You're the only one who can save us." I stared at the footage of the two of them clinging tightly to each other, and thought of the hair I'd found on their bed the day before. It wasn't mine. It was Jung-chun's. I turned off my phone and went back to drinking my coffee. Last night, I'd come home early to surprise Su-ching. But the surprise turned into a shock. When I unlocked the door with my key, the TV in the living room was still on, playing the Korean drama she loved. There were 2 cups on the coffee table and half-eaten cake beside them. 2 cups. Su-ching had said she was staying home to rest today, and hadn't invited anyone over. I tiptoed toward the bedroom. The door was ajar and I could hear rustling sounds coming from inside. My heart was pounding, my palms sweaty. The moment I pushed the door open, I saw the messy sheets, and Su-ching stepping out of the bathroom in a panic, her hair dripping wet. "Honey? What are you doing home?" Her voice trembled a little. "The meeting at the office got cancelled. I wanted to come back and spend time with you," I said, forcing myself to stay calm. "Were you taking a shower?" "Yeah, just finished." She dried her hair with a towel, avoiding my eyes. I walked over to the bed. The sheets had clearly been remade, but you could still tell there had been intense activity just moments before. There was a hair on the pillow. It wasn't Su-ching's long hair. It was a man's short hair. I picked up the hair and Su-ching's face went instantly pale. "What's this?" I asked. Maybe the housekeeper I hired today brought a male assistant with her," she stammered. Just then, there was the sound of the front door opening. Chinking, "I forgot my wall." Jung-chun's voice cut off abruptly. He stood in the bedroom doorway, dressed in a hurry, his shirt buttons misaligned. The 3 of us froze there. "Brother Yuan, I just came back from my wallet," Jung-chun explained frantically. I looked at the 2 of them, and a huge wave of anger and disappointment washed over me. 8 years. Su-ching and I had been married for 8 years. For 8 years I'd given her everything she asked for, treasured her like the most precious thing in my life. The bags she wanted, I bought them. The places she wanted to go, I took her there. When she was sick, I stayed up all night taking care of her. And Jung-chun was her childhood sweetheart, the good friend she'd grown up with. I'd been naive enough to think that since Su-ching had chosen me, I meant more to her than Jung-chun. Now I saw I'd been a fool kept in the dark. "You 2 talk. I have some work to take care of in the study," I said, turning to leave. My voice was so calm it even scared me. Behind me I heard Su-ching crying and Jung-chun comforting her. I sat in the study, my mind a mess. I thought back to all of Su-ching's strange behavior lately. She was always going out with girlfriend S, coming home later and later, growing colder toward me, even flinching when I tried to touch her. So that was it. She'd been betraying me this whole time. All my 8 years of devotion were just a joke to her. This morning my phone rang. It was a video sent from an unknown number. In the video, Su-ching and Jung-chun were tied up in a rundown room that looked like an abandoned haunted house. "Honey, please save us. I'm so scared. Double quote, Su-ching sobbed, tears streaming down her face. "Brother Yuan, please. We're going to die here. Double quotes. Jung-chun looked terrified too. Then the kidnapper's voice spoke. "If you want them alive, get 5 million in cash ready. I'll send you the address at 8 tonight. And remember, no cops or they die." I closed the video, feeling nothing. After Jung-chun left last night, Su-ching had cried and explained that she and Jung-chun were just friends, and that she'd asked him out today to end things and tell him never to come to the house again. I'd pretended to believe her, even comforted her. But inside, my heart was already dead. And now she and Jung-chun had been kidnapped together? What a coincidence! I dialed the unknown number. 5 million. "I need time to get it together," I said. "You have 1 day," the voice on the other end snarled. "And remember, no cops. I won't call the police. But I need to confirm they're safe first. I'll send you a video every 2 hours. I hung up and sat in my office thinking. Su Ching thought I had no idea about her and Jung Chun. She thought I'd hand over the 5 million obediently to save her. 5 million wasn't an astronomical sum to me, but it wasn't pocket change either. It would be enough for the two of them to live comfortably abroad for a few years. I thought back to when I first met Su Ching. I'd just started my business and she was still in college. We met at a friend's party. She said she liked my ambition and sense of responsibility. We dated for 3 years, then were married for 8. 11 years total. I thought we'd grow old together. I thought she loved me. But when had she changed? Had I been too busy with work and neglected her? Or had Jung Chun's return rekindled old feelings? No, none of that mattered anymore. What mattered was that she'd betrayed me. And now she was trying to swindle money out of me with this cheap trick. I turned on my computer and started looking into the unknown number. My assistant Xiao Wang was a whiz with computers. Mr. Lin, you want me to look into this number? He looked at the number I'd given him, confused. Yes. Find everything you can about it, registered owner, call history, location data. That might require some special channels. Just do it. Money isn't an issue. 2 hours later, Xiao Wang came back with a detailed report. Mr. Lin, the number's registered under a fake ID, but I found out who's actually using it. Go on. His name is Zhao Gong, 32, with a criminal record. He served 2 years for fraud. And most importantly, ... Xiao Wang paused. This man has ties to Jung Chun. What kind of ties? They met half a month ago at a cafe Jung Chun frequents. And 3 days ago, Zhao Gang's bank account received a transfer of 50,000 yuan from Jang Chun. I leaned back in my chair and suddenly wanted to laugh. 50,000 yuan as a down payment. So this really was a scam. Su Ching and Jung Chun had teamed up, hired an ex-con and staged this fake kidnapping. Their goal was clear. Cheat me out of 5 million, then run away together. Keep digging. I need their exact location right now. Right away, Mr. Lin. Another hour later, Xiao Wang found me again. Mr. Lin, I got it. They're at an abandoned amusement park on the outskirts of the city. There's a haunted house attraction there that's been closed for 3 years. Good. I need you to get in touch with a few people for me. What kind of people? People who can get things done. Xiao Wang nodded in understanding and left. I sat in my office feeling strangely calm. Oddly enough, I wasn't as angry as I'd expected. Mostly I felt relieved. Yes, relieved. Su Ching had shown me with her actions that our 11-year relationship meant nothing to her. If that was the case, I had no reason to go easy on her. If she wanted 5 million, I'd give it to her. Just not the way she expected. At 3 in the afternoon, I received the second video. Su Ching and Jung Chun were still in that rundown room, looking even more disheveled. Honey, you have to save us. I'm so scared. ... Su Ching cried harder than before.
Brother.
Yuan, please, we're really going to die. ... Jung Chun looked utterly desperate. Not bad acting. If I didn't know the truth, I might have actually fallen for it. I called the kidnapper back. The money's ready, but I need to see them safe in person. No, it's too risky. Then there's no deal, I said. 5 million in cash is no small amount. I have to make sure they're actually safe. Otherwise, I'd rather call the police. The other side was silent for a moment. Fine, but you come alone, and no cops. Deal. I hung up and picked up the other phone on my desk. How's everything arranged? Everything. Ready, Mr. Lin? Per your instructions, we'll move in half an hour after you arrive. Good. And remember, this is a real kidnapping. Not an act, understood? At 7 in the evening, I drove to the abandoned amusement park. On the way, so many old memories came flooding back. The first time Su Ching visited my company, asking curious questions about everything, saying my office was too plain, and she'd buy me decorations. When Su Ching was sick, I got up in the middle of the night to make her congee, and she lay in my arms saying the happiest thing in her life was marrying me. When Su Ching said she wanted a baby, we started trying seriously. She took her temperature every day, and tracked her ovulation like a little scientist. Su Qing. No. Stop thinking about it. That Su Qing was dead. All that was left was a greedy traitor. By the time I reached the amusement park, it was completely dark. The place was truly desolate, with broken down rides everywhere and weeds growing wild. The haunted house was at the very back of the park, a pitch-black building that looked genuinely creepy. Following the kidnapper's instructions, I parked my car in the designated spot and walked toward the haunted house alone. There was a faint light inside the building. I pushed the door open and saw the kidnapper. Zhao Gong, a burly middle-aged man with a mean face. Su Qing and Zheng Chun were tied up in the corner of the room. When they saw me walk in, there was a flicker of, was that joy in their eyes? Where's the money? Zhao Gong asked. In the car. I need to make sure they're all right first. I walked over to Su Qing and Zheng Chun, carefully examining their condition. The ropes were tied loosely. There were no marks on their bodies, and their makeup wasn't even smudged. What a shoddy performance. Honey, you're finally here. Double quotes. Su Qing choked out. I thought I'd never see you again. Brother. Yuan, thank you. Double quotes. Zheng Chun also looked grateful. I knelt down and gently stroked Su Qing's face. Don't be afraid. I'm here to save you. She leaned into my hand, crying harder. I'm so scared, honey. Let's get out of here, of course. I stood up and looked at Zhao Gong. The money's in the trunk. I'll go get it. I'm coming with you, Zhao Gong said. Fine. We walked out of the haunted house and headed toward my car in the dark. You really have the money ready? Zhao Gong asked. Of course. 5 million in cash, not a cent less. I stopped, turned to face him and said, but Zhao Gangar, you sure you want to keep this act going? Zhao Gang's face fell. You. How do you know my name? I also know Zheng Chun paid you a 50,000 yuan deposit. I know about your criminal record. I know your whole plan. I sneered. Surprised? Xiaogong panicked and reached for something in his pocket. But it was too late. Several men in black rushed out from the bushes and subdued him in an instant. Mr. Lin, the lead man in black, nodded at me. Stick to the plan, I said. Show them what a real kidnapping feels like. When I walked back into the haunted house, Su Qing and Zheng Chun were still waiting right where I'd left them. When they saw the strange men in black following me, their faces immediately drained of color. Honey, who are they? Su Qing asked in terror. Are they the police? Zheng Chun looked equally uneasy. No, they're not the police. I walked slowly toward them. They're real kidnappers. What do you mean? Su Qing didn't understand. It means your little game is over. Now the real one begins. I took out my phone and played a recording. It was the sound of Zhang Chun talking to Zhao Gong. I'll give you 50,000 as a down payment, another 50,000 when it's done. Remember, don't actually hurt them. Just want the money. Su Qing and Zheng Chun went completely pale. Honey, let me explain. Double quote. Su Qing said frantically. Explain. What? That you two teamed up to scam me out of 5 million? I knelt down and looked her in the eye. That you slept with Zheng Chun in our bed? Su Qing's face was as white as a sheet. Brother. Yuan, you've got the wrong idea. Double quotes. Zheng Chun tried to argue. Wrong idea? I stood up. Then explain why your hair was on my bed. And why you transferred 50,000 yuan to Zhao Gang. Zheng Chun had nothing to say. Fine. If you don't want to explain, I will. I paced back and forth in front of them. You were cheating on me behind my back and I found out. Then you staged this fake kidnapping to steal my money and run away together. Am I right? No, honey, it's not like that. Double quote. Su Qing denied through her tears. Still lying? My voice turned cold. You know what? I found the plane tickets Zheng Chun bought yesterday. 2 tickets to Thailand, departing tomorrow afternoon. That shut them up completely. It was true. I'd found them. Zheng Chun had bought 2 tickets to Thailand yesterday afternoon, leaving tomorrow. Their plan was to get the money tonight, fly to Thailand tomorrow, and disappear from my life forever. What a perfect plan. Too bad they'd underestimated me. Now the rules of the game have changed. I told the men in black. Do exactly what I told you. The men nodded and started retying Su Ching and Jung Chun. This time the ropes were tight. They struggled, but it was useless. Honey, you can't do this to me, Su Ching screamed. I'm your wife. Wife? I laughed coldly. Does a wife betray her husband? Does a wife sleep with another man? Does a wife scam her husband out of his money? Su Ching had no answer. Brother. Yuan, we're sorry. We're really sorry. Double quotes. Jung Chun started begging. Just let us go. We'll never do it again. Sorry. You're sorry now? I looked at him. Did you stop to think about right and wrong when you were in my bed yesterday? Jung Chun couldn't speak. If you like being together so much, you can stay together forever. I turned and walked out. Enjoy your little honeymoon. Behind me, Su Ching and Jung Chun screamed in terror. But I didn't look back. 8 years of marriage, 11 years of relationship. It all ended just like that. For the next 3 days I went to work and lived my life as usual. It was as if nothing had happened. On the 4th day I received a video. It was footage of Su Ching and Jung Chun, inside the haunted house. They were locked in an even smaller room, looking utterly wretched. Su Ching's hair was a mess, and Jung Chun had bruises on his face. Honey, please let us go. Double quotes. Su Ching sobbed into the camera. I know I was wrong. I really do. Brother. Yuan, we'll do anything to make it up to you. Double quotes. Jung Chun looked equally desperate. I turned off the video and went back to work. An hour later my phone rang. It was Su Ching. Honey. Her voice was weak. Please let us out. Double quotes. Su Ching. Do you remember our wedding vows? I asked. I do. Then do you remember, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, we'd stay together for life? I do, but then. Tell me, when you slept with Jung Chun, did you think about those vows at all? There was silence on the other end of the line. When you planned to scam me out of my money, did you think about our 11 years together? Still silence. When you were getting ready to run away together, did you think about how much it would hurt me? Honey, Su Ching started crying. Now it's your turn to hurt. My voice was calm. This is the price of betrayal. No, honey, you can't do this. I hung up. 2 days later, Su Ching's parents came to see me. Shaolin, has something happened to Chingking? She hasn't been home in 3 days, and her phone's off. Mother Su looked worried sick. She said she was going on a trip with friends. Didn't she tell you? I pretended to have no idea. A trip? But she didn't pack anything. Double quotes. Maybe it was a last-minute decision, I said. Don't worry. She'll be back in a few days. Father Su looked at me. Shaolin, is there something wrong between you two? No, we're fine, I smiled. She probably just wanted to get away for a bit. Well, all right. Mother Su still looked worried. If she contacts you, tell her to call home. I will. After seeing Su Ching's parents off, I sat on the sofa and thought. It was time for the next phase. I called the lead man in black. How's everything going? Per your instructions, we haven't physically harmed them. Just mental torment. But, double quotes. He paused. The woman's not doing well mentally. She won't stop crying. The man's been more cooperative. Good. Start phase 2 now. Go ahead. Let them know the whole world outside has found out about their dirty little secret. Understood. That's right. I wanted them to know that betrayal costs not just your freedom, but your reputation too. I'd already arranged for evidence of their affair and their fake kidnapping scheme to be leaked. Soon, the whole city would know what Su Ching and Jung Chun were really like. The next day, videos and photos started circulating online. Security footage of Su Ching and Jung Chun at a hotel, and the recording of them planning the fake kidnapping. Soon, it was all over everyone's social media feeds. Su Ching's co-workers started gossiping, and Jung Chun's company launched an investigation. I got calls from a lot of friends, all trying to comfort me. Lin Yuan, we all saw it. We had no idea Su Ching would do something like this. Buddy, don't be too upset. A woman like that isn't worth it. Stay strong. We're all here for you. I thanked them all for their concern, acting exactly like a wronged husband should. Sad, angry, but holding it together. In the afternoon I got a video call from Suching. Her eyes were red and swollen. Her hair was a mess and she looked completely worn out. Honey, did you post all that stuff online? Her voice was hoarse. No, I said. Maybe. Someone caught it on camera. You know how it is, there are security cameras everywhere these days. Please, make them take the videos down. Double quotes, Suching cried. My coworkers, my friends, they all saw it. There's nothing I can do. I sighed. It's already out there. I can't control it. Honey, I really am sorry. Double quotes, Suching dropped to her knees. Forgive me just this once. I swear I'll never betray you again. Forgive you? I looked at her. Suching, if I forgave you, what dignity would I have left? I can make it up to you. I'll do anything. What could you possibly make up for? My voice turned cold. Could you give me back my 11 years of devotion? Could you give me back my trust in you? Suching cried harder. Honey, please don't do this to me. What am I doing to you? I asked. Have I hit you? Have I insulted you? I'm just letting you experience the consequences of betrayal. Just then, Jung Chun appeared in the frame too. He had more bruises on his face like he'd been roughed up. Brother Yuan, we really are sorry. Double quotes. Jung Chun knelt down beside Suching. Punish me however you want. Just don't take it out on Qing. Now you want to protect her? I sneered. Then why didn't you think about that when you were sleeping with my wife? Jung Chun's face flushed. I lost my head for a moment. Lost your head? My voice rose. Was plotting to scam me out of 5 million also a moment of madness? No, it was all my idea. Double quotes, Jung Chun said quickly. Chinking was forced into it. Blame me if you have to blame someone. Really? I looked at Suching. Did Jung Chun force you? Suching hesitated for a second, then nodded. Yes. He forced me. I laughed. Even at a time like this, they were still trying to shift the blame onto each other. Fine. If Jung Chun forced you, then he can bear more of the consequences. I spoke into the camera. Let Jung Chun reflect on what he's done. Footsteps sounded off camera, then Jung Chun was dragged away. Suching screamed in terror. No, don't hurt him. Suching. My voice made her fall silent. You still care about him? Suching didn't know how to answer. Looks like you have deeper feelings for Jung Chun than you do for me. I said fine. I'll grant you your wish. I hung up the video call. A few minutes later I received a message. Done as you ordered. Jung Chun's leg has been broken. No life threat, but he'll be crippled for life. I replied good. That was the price of coveting my wife. Not that I wanted this wife anymore. A week later, the whole incident blew up online. Suching's company fired her, and Jung Chun's company terminated his contract too. Their friend circles and social media were flooded with condemnation. Some called Suching a manipulative homewrecker, others called Jung Chun a shameless third party. Worse, people dug up all their personal information, home address, their parents' details, everything. That was the horror of the internet age. Once you became a public target, countless people would chase you down to hurl insults. I got a call from Suching's mother. Shaolin, is all that stuff online true? Mother Sue's voice was trembling. Auntie, I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I sighed. I didn't want to believe it either, but it's the truth. How could Chinking do this? Mother Sue cried. We failed to raise her properly. Double quotes, Auntie, this isn't your fault. I comforted her. Everyone has to take responsibility for their own choices. But where is Chinking now? She still hasn't come home. I don't know either, I said. Maybe. She's too ashamed to face anyone, so she's hiding. Shaolin, I know Chinking wronged you, but she's still our daughter. Mother Sue begged. If you see her, can you tell her to come home? If I see her, I will. I said. Hanging up the phone, I felt a twinge of complicated emotion. Suching's parents were innocent. They were victims too. But this wasn't my fault. This was the path Su-ching chose for herself. That night I got another video call from Su-ching. She looked even more gaunt, having lost a lot of weight. Honey. Her voice was weak. I can't take it anymore. Can't take what? All the insults online, all the accusations. Su-ching sobbed. And my parents, they found out too. So what? I asked coldly. Isn't this exactly what you deserve? I know I was wrong. I really do. Su-ching dropped to her knees. Please just let me go. Let you go? I sneered. Su-ching, do you have any idea how I've spent this past week? Every day friends come to comfort me, telling me you betrayed me. Every day I have to act like a victim, accept everyone's pity. My voice grew colder. Do you have any idea how humiliating that is? Su-ching said nothing. And you think this is over? I went on. The internet has a memory. This will follow you for the rest of your life. Wherever you go, if someone searches your name, they'll see all your dirty secrets. Su-ching's face went even paler. But I can give you a choice. I said, what choice? A flicker of hope crossed Su-ching's eyes. End it yourself. I'll have all the information online taken down. Your parents won't be bothered anymore. Su-ching stared at me in shock. You want me dead? I don't want you dead. You chose this path yourself. I said calmly. You betrayed me, planned to steal my money, and now you want to walk away scot-free? It doesn't work that way. Honey, we were married after all. Su-ching said desperately. Married? I sneered. You still have the nerve to say that word? Just then, Zhang-chun appeared in the frame. He was leaning on a crutch, limping over to Su-ching's side. Brother. Yuan, take your revenge out on me. Leave Chinking alone. Zhang-chun said. Zhang-chun, how's your leg? I asked, feigning concern. You. Ball quotes. Zhang-chun glared at me furiously. You had people break my leg? That's right, I didn't deny it. That's the price of coveting my wife. Not that I want her anymore. How can you be so cruel? Double quotes. Zhang-chun ground his teeth. Cruel? I laughed. Where was your mercy when you betrayed me? Enough. I cut him off. I don't have time for your nonsense. You have 24 hours to decide. I hung up the video call. In 24 hours, either Su-ching would end her own life, or I would make her wish she were dead. The next night, the deadline arrived. I received one last video call. Su-ching was sitting on the floor, a knife in her hand. There was no light left in her eyes. She looked like a walking corpse. Honey. Her voice was barely a whisper. I'll do it. Good. I said. This is the last thing you can do for our marriage. When I'm gone, will you forgive me? Su-ching asked. I'll forget you, I said coldly. Like these past 11 years I was just feeding an ungrateful wolf. Tears rolled down Su-ching's face. I actually always loved you. Loved me? I sneered. If you loved me you wouldn't have betrayed me. If you loved me you wouldn't have tried to steal my money. I just lost my mind for a while. Enough. I cut her off. Spare me the lies. Do it already. Su-ching stared at the knife in her hand, then lifted it shakily. Wait. Zhang-chun suddenly appeared and snatched the knife from her hand. Chinking, you can't die. Zhang-chun. Su-ching cried. We have no choice. Double quotes. We do have a choice, Zhang-chun said. We'll die together. He handed the knife back to Su-ching. I'll go first. Then you follow me. That way we can still be together in the next life. I watched this melodramatic suicide pact, completely unmoved. I almost wanted to laugh. Even now they were still putting on a show. Still trying to make me feel something. Too bad my heart was already dead. Suit yourselves, I said. The end result is the same either way. Zhang-chun took the knife and pressed it to his own neck.
Brother.
Yuan, in the next life, we won't meet again, he said. Better not, I replied coldly. Zhang-chun closed his eyes and dragged the blade hard across his throat. Blood gushed out, and he collapsed to the ground. Su-ching screamed and threw herself over him. Jiang Chun, Jiang Chun. She sobbed over his body, then picked up the knife and pressed it to her own neck. Honey, I hope we never meet again in the next life. Double quotes. Su Ching said. I don't deserve your love. With that, she slit her own throat too. Soon both of them went still. I stared at the two bodies on the screen, my heart as calm as still water. 8 years of marriage, 11 years of relationship. It was all over. I closed the video and called the lead man in black. It's done. Dispose of the bodies cleanly, understood? And take down everything online. Already on it, good. The money will be transferred to your accounts as agreed. Thank you, Mr. Lin. Hanging up the phone, I sat on the sofa and lit a cigarette. The night view outside the window was beautiful, city lights twinkling. Life goes on. Without Su Ching, my life actually felt simpler. No more guessing what she was thinking, no more worrying about her betrayal, no more pain from her lies. I was free. A month later, the police found Su Ching and Jiang Chun's bodies. They were discovered in an abandoned building on the outskirts of the city, long dead. The police ruled it a murder-suicide over a love affair. I cooperated with the police to give my statement, acting exactly like a grieving victim. Painful but holding on. Mr. Lin, my condolences, the officer said. Even if she betrayed you, she was still your wife. Thank you, I said. I've accepted the truth. What are your plans now? Start over, I guess. I sighed. People have to keep moving forward. A lot of people came to the funeral. Su Ching's parents cried bitterly. I went over to comfort them. Auntie, uncle, please accept my condolences, I said. Even if Qingqing made mistakes, she was still your daughter. Zhao Lin, Mother Su cried. We just failed to raise her right. Don't say that. I comforted her. Everyone has to answer for their own choices. After the funeral, I went back home. The empty house had no trace of Su Ching left. I packed up all her things, ready to throw them out tomorrow. Photos, clothes, makeup. Everything that used to belong to her was now just trash. I picked up our wedding photo, looking at Su Ching's bright smile in the picture. Had she really loved me back then? Or had she been acting from the very start? Oh well, none of that mattered anymore. What mattered was that I was free. I tore up the wedding photo and threw it in the trash. From today on, I was a single man. A man starting over. This story warns that betrayal and schemes will lead to devastating consequences. The wife cheated on her husband with her childhood sweetheart, and the two plotted a fake kidnapping to swindle 5 million yuan from the hero and elope together. After uncovering their entire plot, the male protagonist refused to compromise and exposed their trick. Their scandals spread online, ruining their reputations, and they ultimately reached a tragic end. Love is built on loyalty and sincerity. Once betrayal and greed take root, even the deepest bond will collapse. Gains obtained through lies are fleeting. We must abide by marital morality, and cherish others' devotion. Blinded by selfish desires will only make people destroy their own lives.